Hi, my name is Mike Latin 7. I want to talk to you about the Federal Reserve. The first one was in 1771, 91, and it lasted to 1811. The second one was in 18. This was the New York Federal Reserve. See how the name changes. Anyway, the second one was in 1816, and it lasted to 1832, where Jackson, in all his great wisdom, he said, "Fuck you, no more money from us, scumbags." And so he vetoed the bill. It went back to the Senate. They didn't have enough votes to override his veto, so that ended. In 1971, Nixon said, "Oh my God, there's speculators in the gold market." What the fuck does that mean? You know? And a lot of countries gave us their gold because this was the safest place. After World War II to keep the money. So these other countries like France say, "Hey, fuck you! I want my money back. I want my gold back." But they didn't want to give it up. So anyway, so here we are. We're in the petrodollar, the fiat dollar. You know, almost sounds fake. Huh? Anyway, so we're in the fiat dollar right now, and what's happening is they're destroying it themselves, raising interest rates during a bad time, and so on and so forth. The Federal Reserve has only two mandates: to make sure everybody's employed and to make sure that the value of the dollar doesn't go down, and both which they failed miserably. And so what's happening now? What's happening now is they're destroying their own system to bring us into the Great New Reset, the Green New Deal, which is going to be terrible for this country. And they want to get rid of the dollar. So I like having money in my pocket. I don't know about you, but I like having money in my pocket. So they're going to get rid of the dollar. You're going to have to buy a digital wallet. It's not going to be like Bitcoin because Bitcoin is unregulated. It's not controlled. They're going to control this money. Look at what's happening to Kanye West. His bank, I think it's Chase Morgan. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's telling, "Hey, we don't want your money. Get your money out of our fucking bank." Why? Because he said stuff that they didn't like. But just imagine if they had a digital currency. All they had to do is flip a switch. You couldn't use his money no more. His money would be gone. Frozen or gone. Look at what happened to the truckers in Canada. Trudeau went to the banks and told them to cut their funding. Even GoFundMe stopped their money. They don't have no right to do that. But if they had a digital currency, they could do it. Now think about this. Biden's $2 trillion Make America Better Again bill. How much does it cost to print $2 trillion? Okay, just for argument's sake, let's say that Biden went to the privately owned, remember it's not part of the government, the privately owned Federal Reserve and say, "Hey, you know what? I want you to print me $2 trillion in $100 bills. At 15 cents a bill, it will cost the American people $300 billion plus interest because the way the United States pays them, they pay them in interest-bearing bonds. And who's buying up those bonds? China. Okay, that's why every time on the news you hear them say, "Oh, why do we have to borrow money from China?" How the fuck you borrowing money from China? I couldn't figure that shit out. Then I found out that the United States pays the privately owned Federal Reserve in interest-bearing bonds. And who's buying those bonds? China. You know that in New York they got their private police? What the fuck is that about? Chinese police stations in other countries. What the fuck is going on? They're policing their people or they're policing us? Think about it. We're in a dangerous point in our history where we're either going to stay free or we're going to be a communist country. They're telling you to buy an electric car, and the grid in California can't take the load. So they're telling you, don't charge your electric car. Wait a minute, I just paid $85,000 for an electric car, and I can't drive it? And then you can't drive it very far, and it takes an hour and a half maybe to fully charge it. So, no, you might be able to go 300 miles, then you have to wait an hour and a half. Come on, think about that. Think about it. Think about what they're doing to this country. There's a food shortage, and it's coming sooner than you think. Look at 24, if not more, food processing plants here in America have been burnt down. Who's burning them down? Last year, over 3 million chickens died in one of these food processing plants. 3 million chickens. Can you believe that shit? 3 million chickens. That's why poultry's going up, beef is going up, everything's going up, and they're telling you that the economy is okay. But it's not. It's not okay. You got to wake up to the fact that the clown car is running the government. Criminals are running the government. The FBI has become the brown shirts of the Nazi movement. Obama overtook a democracy, and what was the name of that democracy? Ukraine. Ukraine was a democracy. So he funded Nazis with our money, with our weapons, to take over a democratic government that did not agree with the Biden administration. All you get is fake news now. Why do you get fake news? Well, because in 2014, at the same time, Obama made a revision to the Smith-Mullet Act that prevents the media from spreading propaganda in the United States. Now, the media is spreading propaganda because they're being subsidized by the U.S. government. Think about that. It's time to get back our countries. We have to wake up. Anyway, that's enough for now. Take care, people. Be good, do good things, and be blessed.